Good morning, everyone. This is my self-care video, and I'm shooting this in the morning with my usual cup of coffee in the morning and in my robe. Uh, I'm in my apartment down in Missoula, so I'm not sitting on my back deck enjoying the mountains and the pine trees and everything at home in Thompson Falls. In the morning is usually my best time to start my self-care. I meditate a lot. So I say good morning to God. I include that, and I include Mother Earth, and all those. I say good morning to my parents who have passed and other relatives I was close to as well. It's also time I ask for direction of the day. I pray that I do the next best indicated thing. That if I become agitated or irritated, that I stop, pause, and ask for advice. So that's what I usually do in the morning. I play with my black lab too. He's always wakes me up, so I don't need technology, Roger. But he's always there to lick my face as soon as I get around. But that's how my mornings usually start out. I do have meditation books too that I use. I have a couple of them, but I usually take one and I read that. During the day, there's a couple of different things that I do. Like I'm on guard. We just talked about this in our supervision meeting yesterday. I'm on guard against those cognitive roadblocks, those little things I say to myself. You don't need that right now. You're too busy. Man up. Don't talk about it. Those kind of things. So I'm very aware of those red flags, and I act immediately so they don't drag on. And I take care of them. So I use the breathing techniques that I learned while doing workshops and seminars that come down. We go to those here, and a couple of them were here in Missoula, where I sit back and I start using breathing techniques to relax and to clear my mind. So, and I'm also have learned through the years, I'm in recovery. I belong to a self-help group, so I've also learned to ask for help. Sometimes it's really hard to say, hey, I feel stressed and I need to talk or whatnot. But I've learned to do it, and once it's done, I feel a lot better. So I try and keep that in practice as well. Now in my evenings, I usually sit down in a quiet spot, I relax, and I just think about the day. I rerun my day. What was wrong, what I did right. I like to include my victories. I think that's important that I include my victories in each day. I also journal. I've learned that through cognitive behavioral therapy I went through over 12 years ago. So I learned to journal, and there I put down my ideas, the activating events, my thoughts, how I could have changed them, what could I have done differently. And again, I also add the victories, what I did right. So it's not always a doom and gloom type of a day. My wife is a counselor. So in the evenings, even on the phone when I'm down here, how was your day? What happened? Or whatnot. So I know that option's open. We can talk about it. I could throw it out there. She can talk to me about her day. And sometimes, we have no advice to give back. A lot of times we just sit and we just listen. It's just good to have someone that will just listen to you. There's times when we don't feel like talking. So, and we don't press that. So that's always open. We know that's there. And when the person's ready to talk, they will. So there's a few different things I do to keep myself healthy and self-care. I do exercise when I get a chance. Like I say, we live right next to the woods, and we just take off out the back door, and we have trails that loop around for a couple of miles. So it's a good way to get out and get fresh air. I love being outside. So that's what I do for self-care, and thank you for listening.